I know that with the way social media is now, and the way that society is now, it is a little hard to remember that celebrities are people. Um, and they are people with past experiences. They are people with families, with friends, and with people who love them. And when something tragic happens, such as, um, what happened with Chester, um, I think something about it is like a 50-50 split with people, where sometimes people forget that, like, oh, the lead singer of Linkin Park is a human being. He's a person. And then there's like the people who are like automatically just like heartbroken and didn't know how to process it. Me. Um, so I work for a resale ticket company, where we resell tickets for like concerts and sporting events and plays in Broadway and all that stuff. And there were tickets obviously for sale for a Linkin Park tour. And when I heard the news, I was one of those people who just like could not believe it. It didn't process in my mind. I thought it was, even though I knew that there wasn't a reason for it to be a lie, I still kind of thought it was like a lie. And slowly, like, the more articles that kept coming up and the more headlines it kept making, the more it kind of like sunk in. And when I logged in to go to work, we had an email from my manager, basically just being like, it's really tragic what happened. As of right now, we don't know anything because they haven't made an official statement about the tour. Just let customers know that as soon as we know anything, we'll let them know. And reading that email is kind of like, okay, well, I guess it's true, shit. And I went through like a small grieving period because I'm not good with my emotions and like how I'm feeling, and me being able to like process his death has been like an all day thing. Like, it slowly was creeping in, and slowly like I was remembering more and more. And by the time I work for the online customer care part of my job. So I handle emails and I talk with customers over chats, and I try to like help them solve their problems, or like explain how to resell tickets, or explain like, whatever, customer service. So by the time it was my shift for chats, it had basically processed more or less that like he's gone. And this band that like changed so much for me, this band that made such a huge impact on my life, was never going to be the same. And this person who wrote all of these amazing lyrics about depression and fighting your inner demons and like not giving up is not here anymore. And that was, for lack of better words, I was pretty fucking bummed out hopping in a chat store ready to like help customers with their ticket issues. So I happened to chats, and I wasn't expecting it at all. And all of a sudden, like, all these chats kept rolling in, and there were these people who, when you go into a chat with the company, I don't know if anybody has, it's a fairly common thing, so I don't know. But when you're going into a chat with a company, usually you would put in like your name, your phone number, whatever, and then like a note, and the note will have like your general question of like why you're chatting in. So when I get the chat on my end, as a person who's like gonna help you, I get your name, your phone number, your email, and then I see your note. And the first one that I got involving Linkin Park was, the lead singer of this band killed himself. When do I get my refund? And I was just like immediately angry, like, are you fucking kidding me? And, you know, so I hop into the chat and I'm like, hey, I'd love to help you out, you know, can you verify whatever for me? Verify, and I tell them, like, you know, we don't know anything yet, but when we do, like, if the tour is canceled, it most likely will be, but if it is, you know, that refund will process automatically. And they're just like, okay, thanks, and, like, left. And it was such a weird thing for me, because I think of, like, the way that it was phrased, I'm not sure of, like, tone over text is very hard. I had to take a whole class on it before I even got to do online support team. But the way that people were phrasing their notes and their questions, I had multiple chats of people just being like, hey, this person killed themselves, when do I get a refund? Or this band's not going on tour anymore, can I get a refund? Or the lead singer hung himself, can I get a refund? Like, and every single time, like, one of those chats would roll in, it would piss me off more and more and more, because he's a person. He had a wife and kids and a life, and these people are just treating him like he didn't exist, like he wasn't a real person. And it's this weird idea of, like, celebrity and social media and the way that we choose to see our celebrities, like they're not real people. Like, that's so disrespectful to, like, oh my god. I had exactly, so I'm on chats for about 3-4 hours. I had exactly one person put their note in and be like, it was like, I'm so heartbroken right now, is Linkin Park still touring, or still doing, like, their Queen's show or something like that? And seeing somebody else, like, say that they're heartbroken after dealing with, like, so many chats of people just being like, this person killed themselves, can I get a refund? Like, made me cry. Like, I was crying at my desk about the situation. And I was like, you know, like, honestly, I'm heartbroken too. This just happened. Like, we don't know anything yet, but, you know, when we do, we'll notify you guys. And so I was like, okay, like, maybe people will start being a little nicer about this. And not even being dramatic, my next chat was, hey, this tour's canceled because the singer killed himself, when do I get a refund? And it's just like, and we're back to being shit people. And I don't know what the situation is with these people. I don't know if they didn't even buy the ticket for Linkin Park, if they just wanted to see Machine Gun Kelly, or if they honestly, like, didn't think about what they were writing, or they didn't think that they were being rude and insensitive and fucking shit people. I don't know. I don't know if they were kids, you know, who didn't grow up with Linkin Park, who didn't have that moment in their lives where they felt like they were going to die, and, you know, listened to Hybrid Theory or fucking Minutes to Midnight even. God, that album is so sad. Listening to music like that from a person who you felt like knew everything that you were going through, it was frustrating, to say the least. It was heartbreaking, and I definitely was just over it. I messaged one of my friends at work, and was just like, dude, I can't fucking, like, I'm so over this, people are being so fucking rude. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm in one right now actually, and, like, shared, like, the part of the chat, and the person was basically like, I don't understand why I have to verify anything, like, this person killed themselves, it's not like this tour is gonna go on. And, like, how can you say shit like that? Like, I don't know, like, I kind of know, but I don't know what it is about celebrities that people don't think that they're people, or people don't think, like, I can't even imagine, I can't even imagine, like, the person who found him, his kids, his wife, his fucking bandmates who were probably just talking to him because of their tour. And he felt like it was so much that he just wanted to end it. And I am not gonna sit here and lie and say that I know what that feels like, because for everything that I've ever been through in my life, currently dealing with like anxiety and depersonalization and fucking meds and therapy and work, out of like everything that I've ever been through in my life, I have never been suicidal, and I'm very lucky for that. So I can't sit here and be comfortable being like, oh yeah, I totally know what he felt like, because I didn't. And honestly, I'm not sure that anybody did, because nobody really knew what he was going through. And I think the thing that is making this harder for me to process is the fact that I had to deal with that yesterday on top of already grieving about it. And working, people say it all the time, like working in customer service will expose you to like the worst parts of humanity, and it's not a lie. You will see like the worst people, you will deal with the worst people doing customer service. But I wasn't ready for it yesterday, and I wasn't expecting it, and it really fucked me up, man. Just like, how could you not even think like, oh, maybe just typing, I'm just curious if this tour's still going on, or hey, do you have any updates? Or maybe not emailing, maybe not chatting like 2 hours after the news broke and being like, hey, I want a refund because this tour isn't going on. Like, who the fuck cares? Like, you know the tour is going to be canceled. You know you're going to get your money back. Why couldn't you wait a day? Like, why do you have to be so disrespectful about it? So I don't know. I know that lots of people are putting videos about like how they're grieving and how they're dealing with this, and you know, like saying positive things about Chester Bennington and what Linkin Park means to them, and that's what I wanted my video to be. I wanted to like make a video talking about how fucking heartbroken I am right now about his passing, and that the irony is not lost on me that a person who helped so many people out of their dark times, and a person who wrote such deep and personal lyrics, a person who put everything out there and, you know, put messages about like not giving up and reached out to fans and loved touring, like that person decided that they couldn't do it anymore. And it's uncomfortable for me because, like I said, like I've never felt that way. I've felt many ways, but I've never felt that way. And I wanted to make a video kind of like grieving with you guys, and I can't because I'm still, whenever I think about like going back on chats and having to deal with people who don't understand that he was a person with a life and a family and friends and so many people who loved him, and they just see him as like the person who killed himself, can I get a refund? It pisses me off, and I needed to vent, and I just needed to vent. So I'm sorry that this is what this video turned into, and I'm sorry that this video was less about my grieving process and like actually processing Chester's life and his death, but customer service, man, it'll fuck you up.